Hola, Elizabeth. Hi.
Hola.
We're here in the Mexico City airport. We're in Mexico City at the airport here, and we're chitty chatting while we wait for our flights. Elizabeth is from Honduras, but she's lived in Chicago for almost 30 years. And we're just talking about the future. And I asked her, you know, is there anything about the future that makes you feel hopeful? And I would like I'd like to share her answer with everybody.
Well, one thing that makes me feel hopeful is that there's some people that are very considerate about the earth. Like I have my nieces. There's my oldest niece. She is so protective about everything. It's like, don't break this. Don't step on this. Don't throw out your gum. Recycle and even going to the bathroom. She doesn't want us to flush until everybody uses it. If we're just gonna be. And I'm like, oh, okay. When I went to visit her, I was going to take a shower, and she pulled out this bucket, and she says, we use the bucket for showering so that we don't spend a lot of water. Because there's a drought here in California. She says, so we're saving all the water we can. And I was like, oh my God, she's going to go crazy with this. But then, as I spend more time with her, I realized she's right. She's right. We're supposed to be helping, every little bit that we can, saving some water, recycling. And that's what concerns me, that there's not many people that are cautious about it. Yeah. Like right now, I was here in Chiapas for a few days, and I could see how there were so many people struggling, with getting some work, getting some money so they could go buy food. And I'm like, all the food that we waste in the United States. I mean, my mother lives with me and she doesn't let me throw anything out. But I see people that they just take a bite out of something and then they just throw it out. And I'm like, all the food that we're wasting, that's also, trees and plants and things that we're destroying and just wasting away. So it worries me because I remember when I was little, all the things that I could do, like I would come home, after school, climb up a tree and go and eat some fruits, right there and there. It was so much fun. And now I see my nieces and nephews, and they're always inside the house. Honduras and Chicago, same thing. They're always in the house and they're playing their little games. I don't see anybody going outside and playing with the rocks or walking around, running around. I don't see any of that anymore. So that concerns me. That what are they going to be bringing to the future if they don't know, if they can appreciate what's around them.
Right, or we have to have a relationship with the earth that is an intimate relationship
Exactly.
instead of like animosity or distance or foreign. Like we don't even know. We don't know the birds around us. We don't know the plants around us. We know brand names and products, but we don't know, or we know some stars' names and some Hollywood, but we don't actually even know like what we could eat from the food around us, or I know we're very, very we have to come back home.
Exactly. And that's how I feel. Yes.
Oh, and so you're thinking coming back home now?
I'm coming. Yeah, I want to come back home now. This is the first time I feel like this, and I was, almost about to cry when I left. I was like, I really miss my home.
Wow.
And I always said, Chicago is my home because I've been there for like the longest. But now I realize that I do miss, listening to people talking in Spanish, eating their food. Yeah, the warmth, everybody's so friendly. In Chiapas, everyone was so friendly and polite. And it's like, wow, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Friendliness and kindness, it's a huge difference. And when people, are more and more afraid of each other, and they, like you said, now in Honduras, you were saying people are locking the doors.
Yeah. early. They're by 6 p.m. Everybody's home, locking all their doors. You can go out and look at the stars. You know, like I used to when I was little. We just hang out and looking up the stars and the moon. And there's a lot of mosquitoes and all kinds of insects, and we didn't care. You know, we were just sitting out there. But now you can't even do that. You know, they lock their doors, close their windows, and everybody's just afraid of being outside.
What's happening in Honduras?
There's a lot of crime going on right now, and there's a lot of poverty. You know,
Yes.
right after Haiti, we are the second poorest country in the world. Um, but lately, there's more crime, and it doesn't matter if it's a child or an older person, or if someone comes to you and they want something from you, they just kill you. Just kill you for it. Yeah.
Was there military like in Honduras?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
During the 80s.
Mhm.
Yes. Same
Yes.
same time as El Salvador
Yes.
and Guatemala, everything same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, wasn't that? What was that? What was happening? Why?
I remember I was very young, but I remember that a lot of police cars were driving around neighborhoods, and they will pick up all boys, um, 14, 16. They will pick them up, and then they'll just take them away. And I know that because my brother was one of them. And then, when I asked my dad, I said, "Well, where did he go?" And he said he went to the we call it base naval, like basal navy, but it's really not navy. It's like preparation for you to go into something like the navy, actually. And but my brother was very young, and he didn't want to be there, so he tried to escape a couple of times. They beat him up. They one time he says they went into the ocean, like really, really deep in the ocean, in this one boat. They just pushed him out there. He says I had to swim because I was so tired. He says I was afraid that something was gonna eat me because it was really deep in the ocean. So I know it was bad because they were like taking all the boys away. My dad always looked worried. So after that, my brother had to leave the country. He came to the United States, and my other brother followed him, and then I followed. My other sisters, they stayed because somebody had to be home with my parents that were getting older. But now that my parents, one of them is gone, now they're all coming here because they can see that the differences. There's good there, but there's also bad, and there's also good here, but there's also bad, and so you feel divided whether you want to be here or there. What do I do? And that's how I feel right now. But going back to the environment and the earth, I think we all can make a difference. Just a little bit, something. And I plan to do that. Like I'm trying to be more, like I want to give more. I want to teach people. I'm a nurse, and like I try to teach my patients. You could do this with this type of plant, and then you try to grow it. I teach the kids. If you have these seeds, if you plant them in the summer, you can get tomatoes, things like that. That you can make fun. It's fun, but it also can help out. With
Yes.
the food that we don't have. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, growing food.
yeah.
One of the most important things we can do.
Exactly.
Grow food.
Yeah.
Take care of the land.
Yeah.
Because when you grow food, you remember that everything comes from the earth.
Yeah.
There's nothing that doesn't come from the earth.
True.
Everything. So it's very nice to talk to you today.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you for sharing.
Thank you.